personality as he is, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of the Supreme Lord by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Unless one has attained the stage of devotional service and the mercy of the spiritual master and Krishna, there is a possibility that one may fall down and again accept a material body. Therefore, Krishna stresses in Bhagavad Gita 4.9, Janma karma chame dibbam evam jo vetti tattataha tektva deham punarjanma noiti mameti sarjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, Arjuna. The word tattata, meaning in reality, is very important. Tato mam tattato gyatva. Unless one understands Krishna in truth, by the mercy of the spiritual master, one is not free to give up his material body. As it is said, Aruiha kritsrena param padam tata patanti yada anadrita yusmad angrayaha. If one neglects to serve the lotus feet of Krishna, one cannot become free from the material clutches simply by knowledge. Even if one attains the stage of Brahma Padam, merging in Brahman, without bhakti he is prone to fall down. One must be very careful in regard to the danger of falling down again into material bondage. The only insurance is to come to the stage of bhakti, from which one is sure not to fall. Then one is free from the activities of the material world. In summary, as stated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one must get in touch with a bona fide spiritual master coming in the parampara of Krishna consciousness. For by his mercy and instructions one is able to get strength from Krishna. Thus one engages in devotional service and attains the ultimate goal of life, the lotus feet of Vishnu. Significant in this verse are the words Gyanasinam Achyutabalaha, Gyanasim, the sword of knowledge is given by Krishna, and when one serves the Guru and Krishna in order to hold the sword of Krishna's instructions, Balaram gives one strength. Balaram is Nityananda, Rajendra Nandana Jai, Shachi Shuta Hoilo Shei, Balaram Hoilo Nitai. This Balaram, comes with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and both of them are so merciful that in this age of Kali one may very easily take shelter of their lotus feet. They come especially to deliver the fallen souls of this age. Papi tapi jato chilo Hari name uddharilo. Their weapon is Sankirtan, Harinam. Thus one should accept the sword of knowledge from Krishna and be strong with the mercy of Balaram. We are therefore worshipping Krishna Balaram in Vrindavan. In Mundak Upanishad it is said, Nayam atma bolo hineno labhyo nacha pramadat tapasvapi alingat. Etoir upayoir Jotote yastu viddams tasya atma vishate brahma dhama. One cannot attain the goal of life without the mercy of Balaram. Sri Narottam Das Thakur therefore says, Nitayer karuna hobe braje radha Krishna pabe. When one receives the mercy of Balaram, Nityananda, one can attain the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna very easily. শেষম্বন্ধ নাহি যার বৃথা জন্ম গেল তার বিদ্যাকুলে কি করিবে তার. If one has no connection with Nitai, Balaram, then even one is a very learned scholar or Gyani or has taken birth in a very respectable family. These aspects will not help him. We must therefore conquer the enemies of Krishna consciousness with the strength received from Balaram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So जय जय श्री श्री खुद निताई मायापुर शशि की जय. तुलसीनाथ महाराज गिरिधारी लाल की, नरसिम्हदेव भगवान की जय. So this is a very important verse of this 7th canto, and the verse is giving us very wonderful instructions. Actually, what should we do to conquer our real enemies? So what these enemies? Like here is mentioned in the 3rd line, Gyan asim achyutabala dadhad asta shatru. So who is this shatru? Who can be asta? Who can be defeated? Mentioned in previous verses, previous 2 verses. So a general conception is, I think Alan Prabhu is my enemy. And Alan Prabhu thinks that Rainas Prabhu is his enemy. Rainas Prabhu thinks another one is his enemy. In this way, each one of us just think enemy another person. But the previous verse talks that actually any other one is not our enemy. Actually, enemies are inside us, and there are many enemies. So, like mentioned in the 43 and 44 number shloka. In the conditioned stage, one's conception of life are sometimes polluted by passion and ignorance, which are executed by attachment, hostility, greed, lamentation, illusion, fear, madness, false prestige, insults, fault finding, deception, envy, intolerance, passion, bewilderment, hunger, and sleep. All of these are enemies. So all these bad qualities are the real enemies of our spiritual advancement. Because of these enemies, we cannot get rid of this material condition. We cannot get rid of material world. We cannot get out of this material world. So therefore, in this verse, Prahlad Maharaj is instructing us how to conquer these enemies. And more enemies are there, like 6 enemies we called Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Modh, and Matcharya. Yes, actually these enemies are very subtle with their form, and they are residing inside our heart. And by polluting our heart, they are just making us the permanent resident of this material world. As long as they are inside our heart, they are polluting our heart and we are nourishing them, there is no possibility to get out of this material world. There is no possibility to make spiritual advancement. Therefore, the instruction is given here by Prahlad Maharaj. We should conquer these enemies. One must conquer these enemies. With what? How can we conquer them? Gyan asino gyan asim achyuta bolo. With the sword of knowledge. So from where we can get this knowledge? Then they are giving the instructions from spiritual master. As long as one has to accept a material body with its different parts and paraphernalia, which are not fully under one's control, one must have the lotus feet of his superiors, namely his spiritual master and the spiritual master's predecessors. So this is our first responsibility. Okay, we can think that the first part of this shloka is talking about our realization. As long as one has to accept a material body, so I already accepted a material body, and the state of my mind is like this: I am going to take another material body with different parts and paraphernalia, and which are not fully under one's control. Yes, the the body, the emotions coming to our mind, so most of them are not under our control, and we don't know how to control over them. So one should realize his inability, one should realize his weakness, then he can take shelter for the strength. So what is our strength? Those who are in this condition state, what should they do? So they should take shelter. They must take shelter of a spiritual master. He must take shelter of his superiors. Superiors means gurus. And by the mercy of the guru, by the mercy of spiritual master, by the mercy of the Vaishnavas, one can attract the mercy of the Lord, attract the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And by the mercy of the Lord, one can, and by the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's mercy, one must then conquer the enemies mentioned above. So, to conquer these enemies, first we need realization of our weakness, of our inabilities, of our fallen conditioned states. Then we should seek help from our superiors, and they are our gurus, our spiritual masters, our Shiksha gurus, our Diksha gurus, all the gurus. And when they become merciful upon us, then we can have the mercy of the Lord. So how they deliver us, how the gurus provide us their mercy? By their instructions, by their guidance. So yes, therefore they and the gurus must be the bona fide gurus, bona fide spiritual masters. So Srila Prabhupada has given a wonderful purport. And in the beginning, Prabhupada mentioned the text from Srimad Bhagavad Gita 4.9 Janma karma chame dibbam evam jo vetti tattatoho tekta deham punarjanma noiti mameti sorjuna. So this shloka is talking about in the last part that one should resume his spiritual identity. This means one should get out of the condition state he is in, this present condition. So how he can get rid of this condition? By knowing the janma, the transcendental appearance and the transcendental activities of the Lord. If someone can know in truth, in reality, the janma karma, the transcendental activities and the appearance of the Lord, then he can back home, back to Godhead. He will not take another material body. So Srila Prabhupada stated here that this is the highest perfection of life, and the human body is meant for this purpose. So when someone takes shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, so he will instruct the same thing the Lord has instructed in his speaking in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Manmana bhava, think of me, Mad bhakta, become my devotee, Mad yaji, worship me, Mam namaskuru, and surrender unto me. The bona fide spiritual master also says the same thing on his words. Think of Krishna, worship Krishna, take shelter of Krishna, surrender unto Krishna, and one more, become devotee of Krishna. So, by spiritual master, by giving this instruction given by his predecessors, by giving by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he enlightened his disciples. He enlightens his dependent, so that he can make progress in his spiritual life. So Srila Prabhupada quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam one very important and very nice shloka, which is given a very nice analogy. Nrideham adyam sulabam sudurlabam Labam sukalpam gurukarna dharam Mayanukuleno navasvateritam puman bhavabdim nataretsu atmaha. So what is the analogy? That this human form of body is like a boat, a confidential boat. And Guru Karnadharam, the Gurudev is like the captain of this boat. Mayanukuleno navasvateritam, and the instruction of Krishna, instructions of the scriptures are the favorable breezes to push the boat to the destination. So one must use all these facilities to cross over the ocean of nescience. If someone take these facilities, if someone accepts Guru as his life and soul, especially the instructions of Guru, if someone take as his life and soul, then he can reach his destination to the spiritual world. So this is really why this human form of body is sudurlabam. Sudurlabam means very rare. Well, there are uh, 84 hundred thousands of 84 hundred thousands of species in this material world. 84 lakhs of species, and out of them the human body is the most important, because with this human form of body one can make spiritual progress, one can take shelter of a spiritual master, one can achieve the spiritual knowledge, transcendental knowledge from scripture. And with this human form of body one can worship the Lord in person. Therefore this is সুদুর্লভম, যে ব্রহ্মাণ্ড ভ্রমিতে কোনো ভাগ্যবান জীব গুরু কৃষ্ণ প্রসাদে পায় ভক্তিলতা বীজ। বহুনাম জন্মনাম অন্তে জ্ঞানবান মাম প্রপদ্যতে। After many lifetime one can get this opportunity to have this human form of body. In fifth canto Srimad Bhagavatam we find a prayer from the demigods, that they are praying to the Lord, they are praying to Lord Sankirtan, please give us, please give us human body in the please give us a human body so that we can worship you, we can do your bhajan. So the opportunity of bhajan, opportunity of adhering bhakti, only we can have from very easily, we can have from this human body. With this human body we can worship, we can chant, we can do everything which is favorable to the devotional service. So therefore this is very important to utilize these opportunities. So Prabhupada mentioned that in this verse there is a very significant word is Achyutabalaha. Achyutabala means the power of Krishna. Achyutabala means the spirit, the guidance coming from spiritual master, which make us to conquer the enemies. Prabhupada said that the spiritual master is certainly very merciful to his disciples, and consequently by satisfying him a devotee gets strength from the supreme personality of Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore says, Guru Krishna prasade pai bhakti lata bij. So one must first please the spiritual master, and then one automatically pleases Krishna and gets the strength with which to cross the ocean of nescience. If one seriously desires to return home back to Godhead, one must therefore become strong enough by pleasing the spiritual master, for thus one gets the weapon with which to conquer the enemy, and one also gets the grace of Krishna. And then Prabhupada refuted a very important aspect of Mayavad. Like the Mayavadis, they also have knowledge, they also have spiritual master, but still they cannot get out of this material world. Why? They are also getting the knowledge, but this knowledge is not helping them to reach to the supreme personality of Godhead. Why? Because the spiritual master of the Mayavadi, they are not the authentic spiritual master. What is the duty of a authentic spiritual master? To take his disciple to the lotus feet of the Lord. But the Mayavadi gurus, they they do not take their, they do not show the path of devotional service to their disciples. Therefore, the guru who is not coming in a disciplic succession, he can he can reject it. You know, he should he the one can reject him, one can leave him, like Arjuna did, like Boli Maharaj did. The responsibility of a guru is to take his disciple to the Lord. So if he create any hindrance to approach Lord, so he must be left. Like Boli Maharaj left Shukracharya, Krishna himself came as a form of Bamon Deva in his tour, and he is asking uh, something from Boli Maharaj. But Shukracharya is protesting, so you should not give him any alms. But Boli Maharaj refused the instruction of Guru. The Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself came here, and you are just uh, trying to keep away from him. So I should not adhere your instructions. So Boli Maharaj rejected his instruction. Yes, if Guru is not in the line of disciplic succession, he is not an authentic authority of the Guru Parampara, so he can be rejected. There is no offense. But in Bengal, in Bangladesh, in West Bengal, and in India, like Jagannath Puri, Bihar, these are Bengali parts, and there are many gurus, thousands and thousands of gurus, and they are vegetarians also. And they always put tilak, they have shikas, but they worship Gaur Nitai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, Krishna Balaram, Radha Krishna. Still they have very less faith on the Lord. Therefore, Mahaprabhu instructed to avoid them. Like 13 Upasampradayas are there in Bangladesh. Actually, on the time of Mahaprabhu, now 13,000, more than 13,000 Upasampradayas. You don't understand? I think. Yes. Aul, Baul, Nera, these are the type. Aul, Baul, Nera, Dorbe, Shai, Kortavash, Hoja, Shoki, Jad, Gushai, Gaurango, Nagori, and 2-3 moods. Different types of sadhus, different sampradaya. Actually, they have many followers. They are worship Gaur Nitai. Still, they are not real sadhu. In different ways, they are just cheating the people. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada very strongly stood against them, and they wanted to kill him. I think you know. So the most important instruction of this verse is, if someone conquer over the enemies who are inside our hearts, if we want to conquer them, so first we should take shelter of authentic spiritual masters and his spiritual masters, his predecessors, like the whole Guru Parampara. If there is no Parampara, only one is spiritual master, then he cannot be a perfect candidate for delivering me. There must be a line of disciplic succession. If we adhering their instructions, then their mercy will make me to get the mercy of the Lord. So an authentic spiritual master is the uh, representative of Balaram. Balaram is Adi Guru. The first spiritual master is Balaram. And Balaram is Nitai. Mahaprabhu, sorry, Narottam Das Thakur says, সে সম্বন্ধ নাহি যার বৃথা জন্ম গেল তার বিদ্যাকুলে কি করিবে তার. See, if someone is not connected with spiritual master, not connected with Nityananda, then uh, his aristocratic birth and his educational qualifications will not help him for his spiritual advancement. So Srila Prabhupada therefore says, we must therefore conquer the enemies of Krishna consciousness with the strength received from Balaram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय. निताय गौर शीतनाथ प्रेमानंदे. हरि हरि बोल. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Time is over.